common root causes of chronic bloating issues. So hi, I'm Megan. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner and functional blood chemistry specialist. I also have a long history of bloating issues, of gut issues, of recurrent SIBO issues, and all kinds of other things. And here's the thing when it comes to chronic bloating, there can be a lot of reasons why we have chronic bloating. And so low-hanging fruit to really look at. Are you chewing your food? This makes a really, really big difference. You know, how are you eating? Are you eating in a really stressed environment? Are you just shoving the food in your face? Are you drinking a ton of liquid with your meals just to really get it down? Are you actually taking time to really chew, to be in a rest and digest state? Digestion starts in the brain. If we're super stressed, eating on the go all the time, that alone can cause digestive issues. So those are some things to think about. If you're consistently eating not great, and by not great, I mean a lot of super processed foods. And I'm not saying you can't have any processed foods, but if the vast majority of your nutrition is coming from things in a package, if you're eating fast food a whole bunch, you're probably going to have some bloating issues because our body can have a really hard time breaking a lot of that stuff down, especially some of the chemicals and oils that are used in a lot of processed foods. It's really challenging for our bodies to break a lot of these things down. Now, if you've done some of the low-hanging fruit and you're like, I am still having these chronic bloating issues, at that point in time, it's probably a good idea to look at gut overgrowth issues, bacteria, yeast, fungus, and or parasites. And really we need to look at all four of those because they are all important. And one thing that is severely misunderstood in the holistic health field is if you have bacteria, yeast, and fungal issues, only, and I can loop parasites into here too. If you're only looking at these issues and doing really specific protocols to kill these overgrowths in the body, you're missing the bigger picture. The bigger picture and how to prevent recurrent gut overgrowth issues is to identify all of the reasons, it's usually not just one, of how and why this happened. Now, certainly there are big things that can go at play. Your nutrition, antibiotic use, all of these things play a big role. But if you don't address some of these big things, you're going to end up right back in the same place. And I say this as someone who had chronic SIBO. I had 5 treatments for SIBO. Some were so intense. I was on the low FODMAP diet for a really over a year straight, which is mind-blowing, and I would never recommend that to anyone as a practitioner. And so we need to look at all of these reasons. Parasites are so often missed. If you have chronic SIBO, you have to look at parasites. If you have chronic yeast and fungal issues, candida, you have to look at mold and mycotoxins. There are some really big and bigger root causes than just these gut overgrowth issues, and this is what's really missed. And this is why doing a stool test is often not something that we do very often in our practice, because it's not going to identify all of the hows and whys into these gut overgrowths. We need other information. Blood work provides a lot of information. Sometimes we need additional information. It really depends on the person. If you are tired of dealing with your gut issues, of chronic bloating issues, and yes, there are other things like hormones and some of these other things that can also, autoimmunity issues that can contribute to gut issues, and vice versa, gut issues can also contribute to these things. But you have to look at the whole picture altogether. That is what holistic health is designed to do, and not what is actually practiced most of the time. So this is what we do in our practice. This is a huge reason why, I got into this industry, is because I saw this lack. So if you are ready to take a truly holistic look and want to dive deeper, be sure to book a free call with us. We'd love to help you in just looking at the bigger picture and where do we go from here.